I'm lucky and blessed and to be in this position to be fighting again for another world title. It's amazing, you know, and time to become a two-time world champ. Of course, I'd love it to be in Australia first of all, to be fighting in front of, again, home-time fans. But look, it really doesn't bother me. I'll fight anyway.
How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Really appreciate it every time. Shout out to all the subscribers and big up to anyone new. Gratitude to you. So Tszyu becomes the mandatory challenger for the IBF 154-pound title, which is held by Bakhram Murtazaliev. I think I got that name right. We're just going to call him the big bearded Russian, because that is exactly what he is. He is a beast of a man. I'm not sure how he makes the 154-pound division, to be honest with you. He's undefeated. This is a great opportunity for Tszyu to become a two-time world champion. The fight and the exact dates haven't been completely announced. I know Tszyu had a 22nd of September date lined up. I'm not sure if the fight's going to fall in line with that. I know it was supposed to be in Australia, but, you know, the big Russian, his team said that they didn't want to fight in Australia. This is before this mandate came about, but Igor Klimas is his manager, who's Usyk's manager. Very reasonable team, actually. You know, they're usually quite well known for doing good deals and being easy to deal with. So I guess it just comes down to money, really. If there's enough money on the table to risk your belt and go into, you know, enemy territory, so to speak, then I don't see why they can't do that. But it's a great fight either way. It's a great fight for Tszyu. It's a great fight for the Russian guy, Maritai. I can't think, his name's quite a difficult one. I even tried to rehearse it before I even came on here. Still getting it wrong. But look, he is a problem. Let's be honest, that's a tough fight, I think. He makes a lot of mistakes. He's very clumsy. Throws a lot of looping wide shots and very inaccurate with them, but he's very tenacious. And like I said, he's a big man. And he hasn't lost yet. It looks like he's got a beard on him. I don't think he's ever been down. I looked at his box rate earlier. And Tszyu's going to be ready, man. This is not the guy you want to fight after the kind of last year and a half or year he's had.
Yeah, well, look, he's a world champion for a reason, but in this level and the level that I aspire to be, you just got to take them all out. So, you know, one by one, they will all fall.
You know, the incident with Fondora to ended up in a loss to having to pull out of the fight from Ortiz, you know, it's been a frustrating time, but that can only fuel somebody like Tszyu, who, as I've said repeatedly on this channel, I think he's a special fighter. I really do. Still got to prove it, of course, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think he's destined for some kind of greatness in the sport because of he gets the best out of himself, and he's the kind of fighter. Him and Virgil Ortiz in that division and Bud Crawford are all the kind of fighters that they need pulling back from, like someone he needs to stop them from training. You know, Ortiz just made a tweet about that, like, you know, just they need curtailing them from by their team because they're just so amped up and ready to go just to get, you know, the absolute best out of themselves. And the admiration I have for that, you couldn't fit it in a room. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting few weeks to the build up, or whenever the fight is. I'll be doing plenty of footage and coverage on that. This is just a small, quick sort of a news break. I don't normally do these, but you know, when it's an exciting situation and there's an early thoughts to be had, I like to drop these videos because I was watching Big Russian's fight last night against Jack Cold K. That's where he won a vacant belt.
Anota este round por ahí de los mejores del año.
Y va otra vez por él.
Cuidado que puede terminar. Hay olor a pólvora. Ahí va la lona.
All the way from Los Angeles, USA, Bakhram Murtazaliev.
He's been taking step-aside money since 2019 because of Jamel Charlo, and then when the belt came vacant, he fought for that, and fair play to him, he actually stopped Cold K, the first guy to do it. And as I said, he's just a massive guy, but he does like to come forward, but he does throw very wild shots, and I can see Tszyu countering that jab because it's a little, his punches are a little bit slow and a little bit predictable, and when you have a excellent counterpuncher like Tszyu, he's going to eat that jab up, not to mention the other shots. But this fight's probably going to end up on the inside for quite a bit of it, because they both like to rumble. They're both Russian, basically. You know, Tszyu obviously Australian, but, you know, his dad and his mum, he comes from that Soviet upbringing, which is why he's such an animal. And actually, the next video I was going to do was this little video on Australia called On the Map, which I'm working on right now. It was going to be next, but this came up, so I wanted to shoot this quickly and make a little short video on the preview of the fight, just quickly, and then I'll get that On the Map up probably by the end of the week or the weekend at the latest, because that's just a video that I had in mind, just given the news emergence of these Australian boxers. But, you know, they're not just emerging on the scene with, like, you know, grit and aggression and power and tenacity, which is what I actually first got to know Australian boxers like. Not Tszyu so much, but Michael Katsidis. You know, he was I was a massive fan of him. So when he burst on the scene in HBO and he started like dropping and hurting and giving Hall of Fame fighters all they could handle.
Hard left hook by Katsidis, and Marquez is on his butt. Yeah. Katsidis caught him with a left hook himself. Marquez is getting his bearings back. But Stevie's poured through it.
Marquez, Juan Diaz, I think he fought, and Casamayor, you know, he was hurting these guys, and I was like, jeez. But he didn't quite have the skill that these guys do, and that's a big part of it. It's like now they've got the determination, desire, attitude, and just, you know, savageness, but skills, and that's what's gonna take them a lot higher, I think. You know, Katsidis was a world champion. I think he became the interim WBO champ, and he smashed Kevin Mitchell to bits.
Katsidis is just going to tee off on him, and one other shot. Took his hurt him! He's out of it here! It's got to be stopped!
But look, at the end of the day, it's not about Katsidis, this is about Tszyu. But that will be coming out very soon. But no, it's exciting. This is great news. Let me know your thoughts on the fight. Let me know your thoughts on, if you know a date, if it is going to be on that same date, let me know. I appreciate people that are always dropping by in the comments and, you know, filling me in and looping me in with stuff. I can't keep up with everything, but I try to. But, you know, I do appreciate when people drop in, always. But in terms of the fight, how it will go, I'm going to look at a bit more film, and I'll come out with some more extensive breakdowns and leading up to the fight, and you know, just covering the fight in detail and in depth. So I'm really looking forward to watching some more film and seeing what punches, getting into the science. In fact, another video I'm making about the punches. I've done several videos on punches and the scientific angle for those specific fighters, Subra Matias, Amanda Serrano, but I'm going to do one on Tszyu as well. So that's going to be in the pipeline, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks. Because science and punching and the science of it and the technique of it is definitely something I absolutely love doing. And it's definitely a specialty of mine because I've been studying it for over a decade now. And I really love it. And I just try to speak on how the power comes and where it comes from and why it comes from. Because there is a massive mystery behind it, but there is also some explanation behind it too. So I'm going to go into great detail with that. But anyway, for now, what time is it? 7 minutes 37. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Just an exciting video for this potential, well, fight. You know, hopefully they can come to terms. I know they got 30 days before a purse bid gets announced, so we'll be following this closely. I'll be doing more videos, as I said. But that's it from me. I hope you guys have a great week, man. I'm out of here. What day is it today? Wednesday. Yeah. Well, enjoy the rest of the week and have a great weekend. See you later.
Boxing.
On it.